married the marriage counselor and moved back onto my mother's property. I found this unforgivable. Like unforgivable. I even told him to be ready for when I was old enough to come back and take care of business, i.e., he experienced that I threatened his life. And he put an order of protection against me with the police because he believed I was going to come back to kill him. And as a young man, I had so much anger and so much rage towards this other man who I perceived had destroyed my mother and my life and my sisters. And for many years, I carried this anger in my heart that one day I would become strong enough and smart enough and powerful enough to go back and take care of him. I perceived myself as this young knight thrust out into the world. The king ran off with the evil witch and the castle burned to the ground, and now I was a pauper alone in the world. So, in finding my forgiveness for him, what I realized when I finally found him and was able to talk to him is that I said, here's the truth. The truth is I loved you so much and my heart was so broken when you left. And my mother's heart was so broken. And it was broken because we loved you so much. And I turned that love into anger. And I realize now that you weren't trying to hurt us. Your life was just happening the way it happened. There was not intent to do me harm. And so I want you to know that though I don't condone those actions, I don't like the actions you took, I truly have found forgiveness for you. And I'm asking you to forgive me for having made you the enemy for so long and put so much anger and separation between us.
Sometimes we think it's that person that I should forgive or that I need to forgive. And at the deepest level, it's really self-forgiveness. I would say that's the core. It's forgiving ourselves for all the things that we may have thought that we did or didn't do, or all the things that we may have thought that we've said or didn't say. What's interesting is as you step back in life far enough, you realize that we've all been that person who was on the other side of the equation at some point.
Being unwilling to forgive everything and mostly yourself is just another way of not being responsible for your own life.
I mean, if everything is energy, not forgiving keeps energy stuck.
Wie wichtig ist Vergebung? Was aber, wenn ich mich noch immer mit blockierenden Energien wie Zorn, Schuldzuweisungen oder Vorurteilen abmühe? Später auf meiner Reise traf ich Gary Renard, einen Lehrer von Ein Kurs in Wundern. Und er brachte mir eine Meditation bei, die wirklich hilft. Atme tief ein und aus. Jetzt schließ die Augen und stell dir die Person vor, auf die du deinen Ärger projizierst. Schau sie an und erkenne, dass er oder sie sich auch nur nach Liebe sehnt. Dann sagst du ihm oder ihr: Ich bin rein und unschuldig. Du bist reiner Geist und frei von dem, was ich auf dich projiziert habe. Ich bin rein und unschuldig. Du bist reiner Geist und frei von dem, was ich auf dich projiziert habe. Dieser Frieden hielt leider nicht sehr lange an. Gedanken strömten wieder auf mich ein. All die Zweifel, die Erinnerungen, das ganze Karussell.
Most people in their minds are relating everything to the past, or they're looking to the future. Everything that they do in the present is a mixture of what happened in the past and what they want to create in the future.
Dafür gibt es einen Ausdruck. Monkey Mind, das endlose Gequassel in unseren Köpfen.
Thoughts cannot bring you to peace. Thoughts will bring you to more thoughts. They'll introduce their cousins and their cousins' children and everything, and then your next minute you have a whole family of thoughts that you have to take care of.
Scientists who've done some research on this believe that each of us talks about 400 words per minute to ourselves. And these are constantly judging our environment, they're assessing our situation, they're giving us strategies on how to deal with people, how to look, how to act, how to feel. These are all coming from inside of us, and most people are actually running on automatic pilot.
A simple analogy is that if I am driving my car on the freeway of my life, but all I am doing is looking in the rearview mirror the whole time, I am guaranteed to crash.
This machine of thinking, of wanting, of intending, of attracting, of manifesting, this machine is something you can be aware of. It's like a parrot on your shoulder, all the time telling, oh, you should have more, you should have more, you should have better, you should get more, you should be more rich, you should be more powerful. It's all the time saying these things, and it drives you through life. You can't switch it off. It's biological, it's genetic, it's automatic. You can't switch it off. But in the moment that you can observe the activities of thought as automatic, something interesting happens. You become now that which is aware of the thoughts. Now the thoughts are there, wanting, creating, manifesting, attracting, intending. The thoughts are there. And you now realize yourself to be that which is aware of these thoughts. You are no longer the parrot. You become the observer of the parrot. Now this machine can keep going. And you are here, present. So the art is to begin to question your own mind. To realize that the mind, the thought process, is something like an insane relative. Now imagine you have a relative who you love, it's part of your family, you can't get rid of them from your life, it's your relative, but the relative is a little bit insane, like a mad uncle. So now you take the uncle to the shopping mall for the day. And the uncle is saying, oh, people are trying to kill me, and oh, that woman there, I think she's working for the government. And the uncle is all the time with these fearful fantasies and thoughts. We need $1 million, we have to get $1 million in the next 15 minutes or we're going to die. The uncle is all the time saying these crazy things. Now you can love your uncle. Come, uncle, let's go, let's have some ice cream. You don't have to listen to everything that the uncle is saying. To realize that your uncle is mad, but to love your uncle, this is the beginning of an awakening life.
So if you simply say, thank you for sharing, to use a funny way of dealing with it, okay, you're going to continue, I know you're stupid, you're an idiot, and you're right up here in one of these centers operating. I accept you, thank you for sharing, I'm going to continue to do what I want to do and sense I should do, in spite of the fact that you were talking really loud inside my head.
And all of these thoughts, they are pouring out of emptiness. They're like the vapor coming off the surface of the ocean. They just come. You can